Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I will discuss about how to return more than one value to main. So basically we know we can return only one value from another function to main function, right? So how to do that? Let's discuss it. So when we return a value from another function to main function, we basically use call by value. Means when we call the value, means when we call the function from main, we call it by its value. That's why we can only return one value at a time. Why? Because the value we are transferring to the called function occupies the same position in the function. Means the value goes from main function to the that function. So let's have a look how we do this. Let int a be a function, and we initiate it by 6. Okay, and then we called a function. Let's consider that we have declared it first. Consider a function a, right? So basically here what we are doing, we are passing the value 6, means this 6 value we are passing through a. So the 6 value is now stored in function function fun. Then if we change the value in means fun, because we have transferred a copy of a, that's why the function is in another direction and main function is another direction. But if we called it by its address, then the address is same as well. Address is what constant in the both case of that function and main function. Let's say this is main function, okay, and this is return type is int, and now we have to write return 0, or you can consider it. So the address is constant, means in the both cases. So let's take an example. Suppose Ram is a boy who lives in Kolkata, means travels to Mumbai and changes his behavior, and let's consider he is means travels Mumbai for job purpose. So there his livelihood will be changed, but his name will be same, right? If he does not change his name. So what I mean to say is the means the value of his life can be changed, but his name is same. So here the name signifies the address, and the value indicates the value itself. Okay, so let's consider it as a fun fact. Now take a look on a example, so that will clarify your concept more. Okay, let's take a doubt. Before that, I want to discuss another thing. We know if the return type of a function is, let's say, int or float or anything else, it can be char, then it returns a value which is it int type or float type or char type. Then in that case we can return only one value, because the value, the data type is determined by the return type declared when the function is defined, right? So we can't use this return type function before declaring the function int, float, char, or anything else like double. So what we have to use? We have to use void. Yes, void. Now many of you are thinking that how can we use void to return anything, because void when if function is function's return type is void, then it is definitely said that it does not return any value. But we have to intellectually use the function by which it will return some values, and will returns more than one values, and there is no limit how much value we can return, right? So let's have a look. You will means find this easy by an example. So basically what the question says, write a function that receives marks by a student in 3 subjects and returns the average, means average and percentage of these marks. Means here you see we have to return two values, average and percentage. So here is the implementation of the theory. Call this function from main. We have to call this function from main and print the result in main, right? We have to print. Let's have a look. Let's notice that we have to receive the marks in that function, not in the main function. Okay, we have to receive the marks in the given function. So let's check it. So first we have to include the header file including the standard library. So let's do it. Okay, now we have to declare the function. As I mentioned earlier, the return type should be void, and let's name the function as avg underscore per for percentage. Okay, and we are not going to the arguments now. We will go after the main function. Okay, now let's go into the main function. Let's int main, declare a function int main. The return type should be int. So now we have declared the function, and we have to take the variables called sum. So we don't have to take sum. We have to take average. As average is a floating value, so we have to declare this as float value, float avg, and we have to take 3 variables for the percentage. Why? Because in the question they are said we have to take 3 subject percentage of each subject. There it calls these marks, means we have to take 3 percentage functions. So we have declared this as per 1, per 2 and per 3. Okay, now basically in the main function we have nothing to work now. So let's call the function now avg this is and here we have to pass the call by value, call by reference. So how we can call by reference? By and person avg avg comma and person pr1 comma and person per2 comma and person per3, right? And let's give a semicolon. After that we just simply print the value of these 4 variables. Let's say the average is for percentage, and the is if, and let's give a new line. After that the percentages are percent d, give a new line, percent not d, it is float type, so percent f percent f percent f percent f percent f, right? And then give the system principal is avg per1 per2 per3, right? Okay, after this, as this is a int main, so we have to return 0. So let's come to the function avg per, and the return type is void avg per, and the functions are float, and here there are 4 floating values. So we have to basically copy this and paste it 3 more times, right? This is okay. And here we have to take pointers. How we take pointers? By star avg, means we have taken the value of address avg, right? Here per1, here per2, and here star per3, right? And let's get entered into the function. First we have to take the variables. The variables means the marks in the 3 subjects and also the full marks. We don't know the full marks. Let's take the full marks as float and give the name total, and the marks is, let's take a comma b comma c in the 3 subjects, right? So now we have to take the inputs from the user. So we have to use scanf, as you know, and here enter the total marks and the marks attained in each subject, right? And total marks is same for also mark, semicolon, and now scanf we have to take, and we first there is float, then the rest of the 3 is int, so the format specifier will be %d, right? And here we have to give the address of first total, then a, then b, then c, even simple. Then we have taken the values. Now we have to define the variables star avj. So star avj equals to what? It is a float type, so we have to cast the type. So as abc is in int, so at first we have to typecast. So how to typecast? Let's convert it, just mentioning the float in bracket, right? Then a plus b plus c by 3, right? This is the average. After that the percentage portion come. Let's %1 equals to 100 into what? 100 into the marks attained by the total marks, but here the marks attained is in int data type, so we have to again typecast. How to typecast? By just mentioning float in bracket. After that a by total, and total is in float, so we don't have to typecast it. So before that, let's to beautify it, and then control enter. We have to define. So guys, here we have to give, forgotten to give comma, so the red blinking. Now it is okay, I think. Yes. And here the code is finished. Let's have a look. And here we have to give the values, means the arguments data types. What is this? This is float, float, right? It is done, I think. It is done. Let's take output, save it by Ctrl S and then run it. So now run it by Ctrl Alt plus N. So they are asking for the total marks. Let's say this is 200, and then first marks is 50, then 150, then 160. Let's check. So they are asking average is 120, 50 plus 150, 200 plus 160 means 360 by 3, 120. It is absolutely right. And the percentage is 25 means 50 by 200, it is right. 75 for 150 is right. 160 for this, that's it. So okay guys, that's all, and I hope you have बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ गए होंगे कि how we have to return more than one value. So thank you guys, subscribe.